Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Esther, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to go about the cutting and sewing of this beautiful wedding gown which I made for my sister. If this is what you're interested in, keep watching. If you're here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit on the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I upload video. These are the materials you'll be needing. Mikado silk, about 6 yards, and it is 120 inches in length, and bridal net, about 6 yards as well. I got 5 yards. Breast pad, and finally crinoline mesh or hard net. The first thing you need to do is to fold the mikado material, and I will be placing my pattern paper on it. Okay, I already made a tutorial on how to go about drafting a straight dart bustier which I'll be using for this wedding gown, so I will drop the link in my description below. You can go ahead to watch it. So I'll be leaving 1 inch allowance below the half length. Okay, I didn't add the allowance while drafting the pattern paper, so I'm going to go ahead now and cut it out. I'll also go ahead to place the center piece of the pattern paper, okay, on the folded mikado material, and I'm leaving ½ inch allowance at the side for the joining allowance. Okay, so I will also be leaving 1 inch allowance which I left on the side piece below the half length region. I'm going to go ahead now and notch the center. And here is the side piece and the center piece. I'm going ahead now to cut out the lining. I'm making use of the same mikado material. If you don't have more than enough, you can get another lining, but because I have more than enough, I made use of the same mikado material. I also did the same for the side piece. I'm going ahead now to cut the breast pad. I already folded it. Okay, this is the gummy part which are folded in. So for the breast pad, you'll be cutting well above the breast point, but it must not hit into the neck region. Okay, so you can see that the breast pad is well above the breast point, and I'll be cutting ½ inch below the under bust length. So I'm just going to cut out the excess. Remember, I'm going below by ½ inch below the under bust. This is the side piece, and I'm just going to give it a curvy shape just like the breast, okay, because it is breast pad. So I'm going to curve it from beneath and also at the upper part. Now I'm going ahead to place the gummy part right under the mikado material because I'll be ironing it on the fabric. I will also be cutting the breast pad of the center piece. Remember that we are leaving half an inch below the under bust. Okay, so I'm just going to cut out the breast pad like so to make it easy for me to cut. Okay, you can see that the breast pad is well above the breast point and it is just a bit below the neckline. Okay, so I'm going ahead now to cut out the excess. So don't forget, it's the gummy part that will be right under the mikado material. So I'm going ahead now to join the sides with the center piece. So I've gone ahead to join it, and as you can see, it's looking beautiful already. This is how the inside looks, and I've gone ahead to also join the lining. Now I'm going ahead to cut out the neck curve. Remember that the neck has like an arc shape. It's not entirely straight. So I'm going to be using neck depth of 5 inches. And I'll be using 5.5 inches at the side. Okay. I'll be using the French curve to make that curve. Remember that the neck is not straight. It's not entirely straight. It has an arc shape. I'm going to repeat the same for the lining. Okay, we are going in by 5 inches at the folded region and 5.5 inches at the width region. I'm going ahead now to cut out the bridal net. Okay, so we are just going to place the bridal net on the front pattern that we have joined already. The bridal net is actually, it came in pattern, so I ensured that the pattern is reflecting very well on the front piece. So now I'm going ahead to tack the bridal net on the mikado material. ensure you tack it neatly. Okay, so now I've gone ahead to notch the joining, okay, so that it will be well relaxed. The joining will be well relaxed on the fabric. It won't be bulging. This is very optional. If you don't like taking notch at the joining part, you can do without it, okay, but I want it relaxed on the bridal net, and that was why I went ahead to do the notching. It may take a while, but ensure you do this carefully. Now I'm done tacking it, so I'm going ahead now to cut out the neck and cut off the excess. Make sure you do this carefully. And there you go. The front piece is almost ready. So now I'm going to go ahead to join the lining with the bodies. After joining the neck, I went ahead to notch the neck region. This will make the lining to be well relaxed by the time I top stitch. So I'm going ahead now to top stitch on the lining part, okay. I'm done top stitching, and now I can go ahead to join the sides, which I've done like so. And there you go. The front piece is almost ready, or it's ready. Now I'm going ahead to cut the back piece. So I folded with the bust and the zipper allowance, okay. So fold with your bust and zipper allowance and the seam allowance, okay. So right now I'm going to be taking the zipper allowance, which is 1.5 inches. I also took the shoulder measurements, divided by 2 and marked it. I also went down by 1 inch to take the shoulder slope. Sorry, my camera didn't capture that. So I used the same neck width which I used for the front piece, okay, which is 4 inches. And I'm going below. My neck depth is 1.5 inches. I don't want the neck depth at the back to be very low, because the front piece already has a low neck depth, okay. So I'm just going to go ahead now to use my French curve to make the neck curve. For the armhole depth, I'll be using 8 inches, okay. I also marked the half length and 1 inches allowance. So I took the bust measurement divided by 4 and 2 inches allowance, and also the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance as the dart allowance and 2 inches seam allowance. So for the armhole depth, which is 8 inches, and then marked a straight line from the shoulder point, okay, up to the chest line, and located the center point and came in by 1/2 inch. This method is actually optional. Some people just go straight, they don't go in by 1/2 inch at the back armhole curve, but I like to go in by 1/2 inch. So I used the French curve to join the armhole curve. I'm going ahead now to cut out the back piece. And I'm going to divide the back piece into two at the zipper allowance and then notch the zipper allowance point so that this makes it easy while joining. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead now to cut the bridal net for the back piece. I also ensure that the pattern on the bridal net also reflected on the back piece. So I went ahead to also cut the lining for the back piece. Now I'm going ahead to place the lining on the back piece. Okay, so to join the neck region and the sides. So I'm going ahead now to join the neck, after which I'll join the sides. So I've joined the neck already. I'm going to notch the neck now and also top stitch like I did for the front piece. I'm going to go ahead to turn it inside out, and as you can see, it's looking beautiful and neat. Okay, this is the purpose of lining. Once you line your fabric, it makes it very neat because the seam parts will not reflect at all by the time you turn it inside out. I'm going ahead now to use office pin to hold the back piece together so as to join the zipper allowance together. I'm not going to fix the zipper yet, and so I need to close it up. Remember that our zipper allowance was 1.5 inch. We have used about half an inch to sew the lining. Okay, and now we are left with 1 inch, which I'm marking like so. So I'm going to use my ruler to join the marks together and then make a stitch. Now I've gone ahead to join the zipper allowance together. So now we'll be taking the dart. I went in by 4 inches and the length of the dart is 9 inches. This is optional. Okay, this is optional. You can decide to make the length 8 inches or less, but I made mine 9 inches, and then I made it 4 inches wide, which is the nipple distance. And now I've gone ahead to join the darts. Okay, and there you go. And then this is our front piece, which I've ironed and is looking neat and beautiful. Okay, you can see how neat it is. I've also gone ahead to iron the back piece. Okay, so now I'm going ahead to join the shoulder together, the shoulder of the back piece with the front piece. So I'm going to bring out the lining, okay, turn it inside out. Okay, so I brought it out to in order to be able to join the shoulder. Okay, I will also do the same for the other shoulder. So you bring out the lining and then place it on the front part. Okay, so now I've gone ahead to join the shoulder, and now you can see that it's looking neat and beautiful. So now I'm going ahead to join the sides. So I'm going to use office paint to hold the front and back piece together very well before marking and then joining the sides. And I'm going to take the bust measurement and mark it, and then the excess I'm going to divide by 2 and mark it on this side, and then the excess on the other side. I'm going to take the under bust length as well, and then take the under bust circumference and also divide the excess by 2 and mark it at both sides. I will repeat the same also for the waist. I'll take the waist measurement, divide by 2, which I've marked, and then divide the excess by 2 and mark it at the 2 sides. Okay, so I'm going to use my ruler to connect the points together before sewing it. So I've gone ahead now to join the sides. As you can see, it's looking beautiful, and I'm going to turn it inside out, and then the upper piece is ready. You can see that it's looking beautiful already. So I just went ahead just to take the measurements, okay, the length and the width, just to confirm that everything is in order. And that brings us to the end of this particular tutorial. In my next video, I'm going to show us how to go about the cutting and the sewing of the full ball gown. Okay, so that will not be contained in this video. I don't want this particular tutorial to be too long. It's way too long already. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Click on the like button if you enjoyed this video, and ensure you also ask your questions in the comment section below. Share with your friends. See you guys in my next video. Bye.